ليس صعباً أن تصبح مسؤولاً. الخطوات البسيطة لدليل الجودة الكافية ستجعلك مسؤولاً تجاه من تخدم.
My message to other NGOs, let's come together, discuss the challenges, our own experience in using accountability, the importance of accountability, and the challenges of using our accountability. Let's share our experience and let's work together.
I think the Good Enough Guide can serve as a global strategy in the sense that it provides us with a general framework and it provides us with some general tools to respond in an emergency. But I always think that the particular needs in any emergency are going to be very contextual, very local. So, we'll always have to adapt those to local needs. And in a sense, that's what the Good Enough Guide allows us to do.
In terms of where we are in accountability, I think we can do a lot more. I think once you get into the response mode, sometimes taking that time to communicate isn't deemed as high a priority as the delivery of the humanitarian assistance. I think many people don't realize how critical accountability is in terms of the reputation of an NGO, and in general, the principle of making sure that we're all responsible to the communities in which we're serving.
Lo ideal en 5 años sería construir un solo modelo de atención a emergencias que esté contextualizado a Bolivia y que tenga la participación de muchos actores, que sea consensuada, que sea diseñada de manera participativa y que sea como una política nacional. Eso sería una maravilla. Yo creo que si logramos construir algunos instrumentos, estrategias, estándares, pues la comunidad va a tener mucho más claridad en cómo organizarse frente a una eventualidad, alguna emergencia. Por otro lado, también esto puede ser compartido con el gobierno, que puede en ese sentido tener mucha más escala a nivel nacional y me parece que el gobierno también está abierto a aprender y podríamos transferir esa tecnología también al gobierno.
Including accountability process may feel as it gives you more load of work in terms of adding elements to your strategy of implementing activities where you have to consider more elements. But at the same time, I think the benefit shows later when you have generated such a process of interaction that will be delivering products easier and with more quality as well.
Our learning from doing more and more accountability work is that it forces us to be more rigorous in terms of how we decide to respond to an emergency. And actually the Good Enough Guide provides us with some very simple ways of having better information and setting up the mechanisms to be more accountable. They're pretty straightforward. They're not overly complicated, and they're things that perhaps we overlooked and thought had to be complicated in the past, but they don't necessarily have to be.
I think ECB has helped us come together. It's helped us talk about accountability, discuss what it means, because I think each of us were coming at from a different perspective. So yeah, in the end, we will prepare better, we will respond better, and ultimately beneficiaries will, I think, receive better support from all of those who are trying to assist.
I think the approach that the Good Enough Guide gives us in terms of accountability in emergencies is really the most practical, straightforward way that we as organizations right now can be accountable to the communities affected by emergencies.